So the moderation, success of all His Holiness holy wishes, with the sole object of refuge, us or the six realm sentient beings, and the originator of all our happiness, past, present, future, and supreme leader of us, bring the sentient beings to full enlightenment, Buddhahood stage. Yeah, that, and then other success, the FPMT, all the projects, quick success, especially Metia, not Tata, not Metia Buddha Tata, not Tata small, not Tata, but large Metia Buddha statue. The life size or more than life size, we have built many. We have built many. Bought to maybe 20, more than 20 something. The life size from from the China or something. What we accomplished is a 7-story Pamasambhava statue in Tibet. We planned Lhasa, but didn't succeed. Lost $1 million. Land cost $1 million. I borrowed and paid, and so that's finished. So that lost government, and officially, legally lost. So because didn't get to build a school or hospital or anything on that before building the such. So, but was able to build a calm where big earthquake, so many people died near that. But I haven't gone into Tibet yet, that part. But hopefully able to go to Tibet when there's a little bit calm. So, so that was done 6-7 years ago. 7-story inside Gomba. That was done. And that we accomplished. Now painting gold leaf by Chinese. They're from Peking. So far, that we accomplished. Large statue. But not yet the large Metia Buddha. We're still in the process. Before 50-story, but now 5. Buddha and then Kushinaga, still happening. So we're working with that, and for that to be a little bit bigger. But not only that, in the rest of the world, many different places. So the particular purpose is this time there will be war all over the world, and so many people die. Then there will be disease all over the world, so many people die. Then there will be famine all over the world, so many people die. So these things is going to happen in the near future. So to stop to prevent, to make less, and stop them, to build larger material structure as much as possible. That has a particular benefit of that. But then the side, of course, besides in the future, when the material that is there, you become the first disciple. But that is not only building statues, tatas, and then we started material for the teachings now, and so keeping Atman precepts and those keeping those has benefits. So when Vidya Buddha descends, you become the first disciple and receive our teachings from Vidya Buddha directly, like that, directly, and receive petition for enlightenment, Buddhahood. So like that, so when we have success, all the FPMT projects, and quick success, and especially material, large material statues, so Pama Samba, so forth, and like that. And then third, you are Dharma practice, successful your Dharma practice, and whatever projects you have to benefit sentient beings and teaching Buddha, those you can start a prayer for that. Tawajan Java number Jandabu or the Kandaba, Java Java Jatan, doesn't become to Senajan Tambalan, the abundance of Bola, Sangadan Banyan Bosa, Boyan Bodova, Dando Lama Gamba Yemela, Danny Nagasan Jatan Jiji, Numaman, Lama Emela, Danny Gazi, and Nagasan Pajama Lazar, Lama Gamba Emela, Danny Gazi, Nagasan Jatan Jiji, Lama Emela, Danny Gazi, and the Pajama Lazar. Jazuji and the Jandum Jiji, Nimamalasa, Umalama Emela, Danunga, Jadan Jiji, and Bajamalasa. Gavadi, Zerakunda, Jaman, Badan, and Namashire Bezambaravaya, Jamajan, Jandavas, and don't my channel of the Samantha Hajamala. Jajavaya Gamara, the Jantavako, the Jundas, comes away. The water gets on a number of the law. Rosa Javada, Jamala, Tamajan, Avajavas, number of Lord. Sinasagara Jata, Madanga, Yada, Mumbajave, Susanave, Junjan, Tasa Jata, Kameta, Tamadara, Janava, Kanjan, Java, Memetana, Dunlapa, Sekirava, Kindazama, Ula, Tugamajan, Tabu, Java, Jansan Tava Jamaya Vaja Javana Baza Ebaba Dulan Tavamaya Gavadan Jajana Jala Maya Nanju Daika Jigawatan Jidu Jigama Maya Java Dhyadana Gata Zazamadana Vijin Java Prasa Triva Maya Changanta Jirabda Yaja Dura Jigala Yaja Nagam Kava Java Daja Dadangava Dada Gaja Jijaman Daja Kunradana Chandagunda Java Diya Punzo Kavan Judakanyana Jibuja Lejan Lejan Yakanya Kavala Jinga Kavan Java Yayandam Shambaranzu Majisanga Dhyantana Belaja Mansa Kava Tava Jaya Saja Unjo Jala Jita Majidan Sayajidan Jabalajun Adavayala Jinjayala Jinjayala Yamala Jambata Zabanda Oh, Pandalamo. Oh, Rajan Jogan Jajala Lama Zajam Sheja Zawai Sejamaba Angya Janjana Tava Mava Nyada Jaso Denganangalo Nazamir Peja Nada Zemazam Jewa Dejo Baza Juga Cheze Jamba Deze Tado Gajan Anga Tanta Saje Madre Jejangang Java Gamba Goda Jelam and Vagazodo Saja Jenny Rala Jajeda So I never non job lodge Kanye goes and Java Thomas Padama Sojamola Bunde Sanje Jamba Sonde Jesus Solondo Zeta Jinja Sezondo Bade Jedruve Soja Sojamola Gozanga Bajimbe Jaza Asana Nyeje Daida Mbeza Yaza Zamba Yejendrava Nebengeza Bazo Javeza Yawa Jewa Jinjelado Dada Zombo Dada Ombo Jeda Jawana Ma Zoja Mola Zoza Meza Ewa Meba Tazo Joji Yomba Jarma 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 Rama Ajadu Mozo ma nai chu so ba ve lo ji sai la go le je gen ji a dai je zhen ya lai xie da go nian de da jie la ma ya sa la zhe ne zong ba wa gan a zai jie la be rang zi ne jie jie zhe jian jian zi jie dai zai ni mo pa me wang ju la ma yi da zi me So I think giving Tama the cake to the interferers who interfere to receive grant to receive initiation, so that so during that time, what you can do is maybe general compassion to the sentient beings or those who can then meditate on emptiness. Like that. Can do like that. You can try whatever you can. So. So today is taking the special deity of combined conventional looking Buddha, CHENREZIG. So, so, it is the most important thing in the life. Mm. 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 So, um, uh, mm. So here, mm, mm, generating compassion. So the main purpose of this initiation is to be able to generate compassion, not only your friends, not only your children, or the or the father, mother, brother, sister, not only that, towards you know, the not on that. The numberless human beings, scientifically mentioned and Buddha mentioned as well. Numberless human beings, the numberless universe, there are so numberless human beings, every human being, nobody is left out. Nobody is left out. Not having compassion, no one is left. Oh, that. Then numberless numberless suras, asuras, those worldly gods, and then numberless hell beings, then numberless sura beings, asura. I get mixed up. Numberless helpings, numberless hunger ghosts, preta beings, Sanskrit, preta beings, hunger ghosts, numberless animals, numberless intermediate stage beings. So, if you accept you're going to be born in the formless realm, or the samsara realm, desire realm, formless realm. So you're going to be born in the formless realm, then you don't have to go through intermediate stage. Right after they can go to formless. But otherwise, you go through the intermediate stage. So intermediate stage and numberless, all that. Then you can take full responsibility to free them from oceans of samsara suffering. The suffering of pain, such as suffering of rebirth, suffering of old age, suffering of death, suffering of old age, suffering of sicknesses, suffering of death, so forth. Then suffering, oceans of suffering of samsara, all the samsara pleasures, suffering which are suffering of change. So, due to ignorance, due to hallucination, then to our hallucinant mind, it appeared as a real pleasure, as a real pure happiness. So, real happiness, the only happiness, and like that. So, but it's only suffering. By checking, if discover, realize it's only suffering, because it doesn't last. It doesn't last. The pleasure doesn't last. Like Dharma happiness lasts. Dharma happiness. Happiness of Dharma practice lasts. But the samsara pleasure doesn't last. It cannot continue. And it doesn't increase. Dharma happiness increase, and ultimate happiness, nirvana, liberation from oceans of samsara suffering. Then, not only that, from that you achieve the Mahayana, the Arya path, because extended to the English. So Arya path. For the English. So the then to total cessation of obscuration, completion of all the realization, and Tibetan Sangye, the Buddhahood. So Sangye, total elimination of obscuration, Ye. Then by that we achieve complete, total realization, complete realization. Nothing to achieve, complete. Then you can do perfect work for sentient beings. No slightest mistake as Arhat. No slightest Arhats still have four unknowing Nishibi, Jushi. They haven't abandoned. So they haven't abandoned. Even though they abandoned disturbing thought obscuration, but they haven't abandoned knowledge obscuration. So they haven't abandoned. So Nishibi, Jushi, they haven't abandoned. So I'm not understanding self-karma. Only Buddha knows that. Yeah. And then they go for example, those tiny flowers, so tiny flowers, so much art, decoration, those tiny flowers, so much color, and art, shape, design. So each design, each color, what is the cause of that? So the self-karma, our thinking. in the text mentioned the different color of the pico feather is understand that knowing the subtle karma. So similar, this very tiny flowers, some art colors. So similar on our body, human body, the different designs of colors, some marks, some not gross, but yeah, some also depends on karma. So so what the Arhat doesn't know, only Buddha knows. Subtle karma and the Buddhas, their own secret actions. Only Buddha knows, and the Arhat doesn't know. And something I think to others maybe too far by the time. Too far, things happened. That, for example, story the Arhat was Mengaljipu, one of the hard disciples of Buddha, was excellent in the psychic power. So he he brought a message he went to Nara by psychic power, and the Hindu, the Gunduju, this particular sect, Gunduju. So their teacher was born in the Nara, in the hell. So he met, Mengaljipu met the teacher and sent message in the human world that his disciples should not go around the Striba, because each time people, they hesitate to go around the Striba, then he suffered down there in the hell. So he sent that message to the Mengaljipu, and the Mengaljipu told in the human realm, told the disciples going around the Striba. And then the disciples didn't believe. Disciples got angry, beat Arhat, the Mengaljipu. It says in the text. Like, flower plants, like chopping, like that. So that time, I think that's. Yeah, I think maybe a different story. I think that. Yeah, he could not. Well, that's a different story. Sorry. That some very peculiar, very peculiar story. General, shouldn't have like that problem, but there are particular stories, very specific. Captain Second Tension, but he's on the Lama's guru in India. I mentioned, I think. He used to help me so much, give teachings, initiation, or even while eating food, he asked me questions, and that for the usual learned amongst the questions they ask or something, then he has for me to learn. So even while he's eating food, so kind. So Rinpoche used to say there are certain stories about Arhat. So Rinpoche says, "Sawa samdi mityaba." The stories this is unexpressible, something you can't explain, unexpressible. Sawa samdi mityaba, very secret. Sawa samdi, very secret, can't express. So there was, that time, even though he's psychic, excellent psychic power, but that time, when they beat him, he was unable to, kind of manifest, unable to show psychic power that time. In that moment, something like that. That was a different story, not to do with this. What I was talking, I thought not remember the mother, but it came from the hell. There's one story. As he could not, the mother was born in hell or something, something very, very far, something, and could not see. There was that story, something they could not see. So Arhata said, Mishivi Jushi, having abandoned for cause of unknowing. So one place, this so distant place, so time. So then because that, then still they make mistakes, even though this type of thought obscuration is completely purified. So they still make mistakes, benefit for sentiment, still this mistakes happens. So the perfect, who can do perfect work, who can guide perfect. Oh, that's only Sangye. Who is it? Sangye. Then totally eliminated the obscuration, because that completion of all the realization. Oh, that one. Oh, then, can guide the completion. So, what is that? So what I'm talking, I forgot. So anyway, well, I think it's related with compassion. I think basic talk is related with compassion. What I remember. So anyway, so yeah. So if you have general compassion to everything, then you're able to take full responsibility. I will do it. So great compassion. Oh, then you see also a special attitude. I will do by myself alone. Like some. So comes. You see? Then for that I need to achieve enlightenment. Something must do yourself. Then see. So that wish. There's a principal consciousness related with that. Power was similar to that, and so that is the bodhicitta. So to wants to achieve for the method, and then to enlighten, to free the sentient beings from oceans of samsara suffering, and bring into Sangye, total elimination, then the completion of the realization. So, so it's a special attitude. I will do by myself alone. And then, but it's, see, Changchuki Sen. So, you see, then there's enlightenment. You can achieve full enlightenment. Bodhicitta, there's no way to achieve full enlightenment. Buddhahood, impossible. Sangye, impossible. Sangye, impossible. Sang, impossible. Ye. All right, you see. So the whole thing has some great compassion. The whole thing, the root, great compassion. Root. I see. So there are quotations from Sutra, but I don't remember. So, so to develop the compassion, just only reading text, studying only text, reading text, how to develop compassion, not enough. No, that's not. You have to receive the blessing of the deity, special deity, Guru's blessings. You have to receive. Then you can change the mind. Well, Western is just study, and no practice, no nothing, Guru devotion or no spirituality practice, nothing. Just. That alone cannot make cannot happen realization. To happen realization, yes, we need studies, but need to receive blessings of the Guru. Need to receive blessings of the spiritual compassion. Then we start. Therefore, then you need to start Omani Pemu, the mantra of the deity, to pursue the deity to receive blessing. There's that. I tell just my experience, not myself, other people, what I've seen. In the Himalaya mountains, the villages, there are temples, and they do Yunne and the Buddha's special days. There's eight special days Buddha. 12 days and 8 special days of Buddha. So 4 main one, major one. So they do yungnes. Those times, sometimes they do 8 yungnes. They do 1 yungne, especially in that day. Abiding in the people translate only fasting. That's only one practice, not complete practice. So that's a wrong translation. Yungne is abiding in the retreat. Abiding in the retreat. Only fasting is there's not the whole practice of Yungne. You have done Yungne, there's some Elsa did more than 100 Yungnes, or the others, so there may be others. So it's not just fasting. Many people have to do fasting. No, that's the only one part of that. One part of practice. So at the retreat, body, mind, speech. You have to understand. There are many different levels. It's up to one person. It's up to a person's capacity. There's a retreat of renunciation, retreat of emptiness, retreat of bodhicitta. Those are basic. Then there's a retreat, visualizing mandala, yourself, CHENREZIG. They're much more extended, pure. Abandon impure appearance, impure concept, and pure appearance, pure concept. So the Tangta, that's Tangta. Also, many different levels. So then, body, and then abandon the negative karmas of body, then abandon the karma speech, about the basic ones, then negative karmas, mind. So during those days, 2 days, and also taking 8 minor prayers, a lot of prostration, a lot of touch by Buddha. But the most powerful, Lama Tsongkhapa's life story, there's not much about Saba. Touch by Buddha prostration, it is 700,000. Then realizations came like rainfall after that. You have to understand. Like this. So, study Buddha is so powerful. Because reciting each name once, it purifies not years, not a lifetime. It's many eons of negative karma, different negative karma get purified. Even just reciting Buddha's name first. I've seen a Kanjur, Chewa, one Saya Chewa, 10 million eons, doesn't finish. Negative karma gets purified. Then I think, I'm not sure, Takti after that. Takti of that. Takti of that. Takti, I think 100 billion or something. I'm not 100% billion for sure, but 100 billion or. Then it says Da Dong. So like that, it's really 100. Like that, so 1,000. So anyway, so in my note, Takti was missing, and was maybe missing Da Dong. So they said maybe slowly 100 million eons negative karma get purified. So I still have to check Takti, in the Kanjur. So unbelievable, negative karma get purified by reciting the positive Buddha's name. Lama Toma Tunanda, Tijin Shaba, Da Jumba Yang Tava, Zoe Sanja Panjawa, Sheketovala, Cha Talo, so that one is called CHENREZIG, the few syllables of Prajna Paramita. CHENREZIG. Then after that, CHENREZIG Jigma, just I told in the past, already told here. No phenomena has true existence. All empty. I, action, object, hell, enlightenment, samsara, nirvana, everyday happiness, problem. Has no emptiness, has a truly existence, real existence. So, empty. But doesn't mean doesn't exist. Exists in my name, mid-level of mind. So unification of emptiness and dependence arising. So that's most important realization. You think you have realized emptiness, but you can't explain. You lost dependence, existing. Then you're lost. You can't come to that point. It contradicts to that existence. When you accept the existence, then your emptiness is gone. The emptiness is gone. Not that, then it's wrong. What you believed emptiness, wrong. Not right. So it is supportive to the divine rising. Then you understand the existence. Oh, subtle existence. Existence, name, being labeled by mind, should help the emptiness. So they are so unified. So then that's correct. Then what you thought emptiness is correct. Otherwise it's wrong. All of that. So many famous meditators, they stay by their mistakes. When they wanted to come to existence, then they get lost in the existence. They think it doesn't exist. They depend, subtle dependence arises. Then see, you can't accept that. And it comes to nihilism. Nothing exists. You know? So this becomes like Zen, becomes very funny. So there's no art, there's no action, there's no enlightenment, there's no hell, there's no samsara, there's no nirvana. Then you don't need a job. Why you do a job? Why you need the money? What for? Why you need a bathroom? What for? There was one monk, I may have told you, one monk, his teacher has only one disciple. He doesn't accept many disciples. His teacher, he accepted only one disciple. So I met with Lama. What's that? I think. I think. I thought that was Lama, but anyway, he was a young boy, not 25 or 30 or something. One boy, he was so serious because his teacher accepted only one disciple, and that was him. so serious. So in the Zen, so he said, I believe nothing exists. So I said, well, I didn't ask, but my question, why you go to the bathroom? Why you make food? Why? Why you eat food? Why go to the bathroom? Why you need anything, But I didn't ask, but I thought that. So very funny. I mean, that's the philosophy. Anyway, couldn't say, sorry. Yeah, so come. Yeah, so I was trying this, and that's right. In Sulukumbu, Himalayan mountain, villages, we have temples, the Nyungnes. So these old mothers, they cannot read text. They don't receive teachings. No way. But extremely rare, their lamas giving teachings. Or maybe they do some, maybe they take long life initiation, they do some written text prayers, maybe teachings may be difficult. So rare. So rare receiving teaching. But this, because they start Omani Pemang every day while they are walking, and then sit in morning, sitting, nighttime, sitting before going to bed. So it's Omani Pemang. But they don't know. They don't read. I met Lukla at the airport, going to Mount Everest, going to, to the mountains. One airport, not near to where the cave is, not a jungle, Lukla. So I met those old women doing Nyungnes, or the Saruman. I feel, when I talk, I feel they have more compassion than me. I read text. I don't know much, but I read some text. I really understand what they say. So I talk. But this, I noticed they have compassion, more compassion than me. They don't know anything but text, but they do. I noticed that they really much more compassion than me. I noticed that. Really, those old mothers. And then my mother does no text, didn't learn Kakakanga, no alphabet, didn't learn. Maybe my father knew, but I haven't met my father. I think maybe he died while I was in mother's womb, or while I was in bamboo baskets, small. I don't know idea of my father. So people say my father is beard, and then he has a he's a very tolerant man. Very tolerant man. Anyway, so my mother, so in the past, when Tibet was free, go to Tibet for teachings. Dabje Chuchi Rinpoche is the main lama on the part of Solukhumbu. On the mountain, behind the Mount Everest, the Zhang, the upper part of Tibet, Zhang. So the people who died, sick, living, so whom they ask for prayer, is the Dabje Chuchi Rinpoche. But before that was his root guru, the Rinpoche Sangje, Rinpoche place, Sangje Buddha. So, so then the people go for teachings. Every year, different year, they're teaching preliminary, then introducing mind, introduction of mind. And then initiation. Then drops, wind and drops, channels, commentaries on that. Then last one, J practice, slant the ego, J practice. So certain year their teachings, as the people, all of the people, they are Solo Gumbu and Tibet, they go receive teaching from Rudukuru, and then what after Rudukuru passed away, then the Jebje Trishin. So each year also the ordination vows. So it's a kind of, so everybody knows there's a time for that. So it's kind of easy, you know. So, so what is that? What am I saying? Yeah, so my mother, you know, I go for teaching. But, you know, Lama explained from schedule, don't understand. And maybe only the monks or, I don't know. I mean, those who studied. But, you know, I think, my mother, for example, doesn't understand. Mani Bema. On the Lama explained text, Mani Bema. Then go back to Mani Bema. But on Lama explains, when you're friend of Lama, must sit like this. Or when you recite mantra, don't pass two beads. You know, certain things during the teaching. So that my mother understands. Then she really practiced that. You know, when she sits in front of me, then she's like this. You know, so it's like that. So, but you see, my mother's incredible compassion. Doesn't know text, not at all. And yeah. So Nepal, you know, we're going to the stupa or something by car, or then Nepalese people were walking without shoes, barefoot in the road. So my mother feel uncomfortable. My mother feel uncomfortable, worried. You know? They're walking barefoot. And then so much compassion, monks who are Kapan, who are helping her, so much compassion of them. Anyone who's helping. So that's just Kapan, I know, but it must be same other places, you know, Mongolia or Dharamsala at Tushita, where Sunaji lives. So Tushita mentioned when she was there, morning she ate breakfast. The bread and a pancake, she'd have, she put in the pocket. They have pancake, and then she go down. Every day she go down to the second Mambalat, his palace, way in the temple, no? So there are many beggars in the road. So then she divide the beggars, the pancake, every morning when they go down. So like that. It's that compassion, it's that careness, you know, like that. So anyway, you know, when she was traveling, like many shepherds were traveling for pilgrimage, so in the road they stop, make food, you know, with many shepherds and their family. So my mothers make food, then give others. Then they have no food themselves, you know. So then there is no food for the family. I think my brother, Sangye, his name is Sangye. You see, his name so I think he brings sort of try to help home to bring things. So he gets, I think, maybe angry or yeah, Mama, it was like that. I heard like that. He was telling. Anyway, so the sorry, you know, I've told in the past. Probably, yeah, I don't remember. Told in the past. I did initiation CHENREZIG in the past here. So I may have done probably two. I don't know, different times. So anyway, the my mother, she became nun ordained by His Holiness Lingrinpoche, His Holiness elder tutor, Buddha, with the daughter Nikki, and they come to the older sanghas, but some there's some more disrupt and more maybe I don't know, one or two died, one or two a long time passed away. One I was, but mostly disrupt and so she was that time. So then she, I think she might have cancer, and then she died. She died in Varanasi. So during the Galata initiation, she did came to, we brought to see His Holiness outside while His Holiness was going out for the teaching. But then her eyes was closed. She was sitting on a chair, and I think her eyes were closed. So I don't think she saw His Holiness. Except His Holiness prayed. But so that night she passed away after 1 or 2 o'clock something. Then she was sleeping there with my brother's wife's son. Not wife's son, but my brother's wife's brother, young monks there. 2 or 3 young monks, so Jude monastery become monk. So they started Guya Samaja, root text by chanting. It was very, very powerful, so powerful. So that was a hotel in the Varanasi, and they went up there to middle of the night to do that. So incarnated, reincarnated, and next to Laudo. And yeah. So anyway, just the main story. The main story is that my mother's best friend, Angprua. He was very kind to the people in the village, and helping people very much, and so people would like. So he was in Kathmandu, and he's my brother Sangje. They haven't gone for a long time. Then they left to the mountains to meet my mother's incarnation. So then they inaugurated through. Many people came over Kata and the sort of celebration in the Gomba, Laudo. And then he offered Kata back to everybody, except 2 people, that's his father, his own father, and then one monk who lived at Laudo, Srinabu. So the only 2 people he didn't give Kata. So like that. I think that for you to understand is, the able to remember the past life, what happened. You see, that's for you to understand that. So the reason he didn't give kata to his father was brought in the water during my mother's time. Mother was staying in Laudo, where the cave is. So there's some distance. So we will see if there's more people. Otherwise, we can get water nearby. But more people, then we have to get water from the other side of the mountain. So we got some pipes to bring the water from there. So that time the father, my mother's incarnation's father, that time he wasn't born. The father tried to block the water, to not go through the pipe. So my mother got very upset, like that. And the monk Laudo Tsurunavu didn't give kata, was in the past life. My mother was there, always angry, always fight, always angry. So my mother tells in the cave, my mother tells me, where God Tsurunavu is very angry. And she tells very quietly. I tell me, she was kind of bored of him, I think. So the incarnation didn't give kata to him and to his father. Just to understand, what happened, what effect happened in the past life, this life. After you to understand that. So, you understand? So now the mind works. So that's it. Yeah. And then when my mother's best friend Angpurwa came to see the incarnation, so he sat down. The mother, my mother's incarnation's mother was trying to serve, I don't know, wine or tea. So then the incarnation said, suddenly mentioned, Angpurwa, please have. No shy, completely he spoke. Angpurwa, please. So the Angpurwa grabbed the incarnation on his lap and he cried. So like that. Remember name. Then the one there are many other things, but one very clear one is my mother. My mother, like all time, like Sulukumbu, all time. So we think the spoon and buttons, for plastic buttons for clothes. It's a very primitive place. So we used to think this, because you can't buy there. Those things, so you have to go many days to where the place where they sell. So we regard this very precious, I think a little bit like Africa. I saw the movie, what do you call the movie, airplane going around, airplane going. What? Yeah, and then the people living in the Afghans, what do you call these people? These Africans living in the mountain or the nomads, I see. So they said, God, when they heard the airplane noise, God became crazy. When they heard the airplane noise, God became crazy. And then dropped one bottle from the airport. I mean, not from the airplane dropped. So they tried to catch that. Then who should keep the bottle? There were people, 600 people around. Who should keep the bottle? So something very precious. And then there will become disharmony because of the bottle. And so one person thought to throw the bottle into the world. The country entered the world. So he got up and he tried to throw the bottle into the world. You remember? So I think it maybe a little bit like that. So my mother, you see, took it out, the plastic bottles from some shirt and collected in the bottle. Then my mother passed. Then my sister or something. She made shirt for the incarnation by using the buttons from there. So when my sister put the shirt on the incarnation body, he said, these are my buttons. Incarnation said. So that. So there are many other things. Many other things. When she comes to Lotto, then she look for it and she finds it. Anyway, and the people, all the brothers, they kind of knew and not shy. But other people outside the shy. Even the true nuns like Kapon, who served to her, to go together, go around, strip about her. So they're shy, but the other nuns are shy. So that's so you see, remembering so much, remembering so clear, no debate, no argument about it. What is mother's incarnation? No argument from his own side. So many fact stories. No need argument. So why? Why? So my mother told me, I think the year she going to pass away, or I think maybe the year she going to pass away, it's Kapan, this people of Varanasi. She told me upstairs, old Gomba. She used to recite. She used to recite 50,000 Omani Pemu. 50,000 every day. Omani Pemu, 50,000 times. She used to say. Now she can't recite that much. Before she recited 50,000 Omani Pemu. So she does not text to elaborate intelligence, or to all that. But as I mentioned, so, but because here is the Omani Pema, doesn't much pray. She doesn't much practice Amitabha Buddha's prayer, and she repeats 3 times a day. So that short prayer. Then later I gave her short unit practice by 7 Dalai, I think. 50 or 7, don't try to memorize. So very short one. So clear. She can remember so many things. Oh, that is, for example, house. So many atoms of the wood or the cement or the so many atoms. Okay. So now that clear memory, that's like 1 or 2 atoms of that building. Oh, that's the benefit of that understanding, clear mind. Oh, that's able to recognize is the like 1 or 2 atoms, 3 atoms of that large building. So the benefits of Omani Pemu so much more like ocean, vast. But That clear understanding, like to the atoms of that building, from the infinity, benefits through to the atoms is like the clear memory of the past. Oh, there's like that. There's infinite benefits, but it's a result of Rasa Umanipema. That's just like to the atoms of that building. So, like that. So I think, Rasa Umanipema, like that. So anyway, point is, it is Rasa Umanipema, great. So even you don't understand reading Tibetan text, but it's great compassion developed by Saman Pema. So, like that example. See, you see, like the long life prayer on my long life, and get involved in selfish mind, and like Zambala mantra for a while, and some substitution thought, get involved like that. I don't know, Bajapani or Yamata, some power or some, you understand? But Omanipema doesn't have those expectations. Omanipema just naturally sincere. Because doesn't have those kind of expectation. Very pure mind to help others. Careness to care, careness to others. So anyway, so as I said, so the just only reading text, knowing, the logics or the, just that, not practice, nothing, just only, like the Western side, it doesn't change the mind, doesn't bring realization. So you need practice to change the mind. So Oman recited Omanipema Hum. It purifies negative karma collected from beginningless birth, not just in life, beginningless birth. That then collect like ocean, like sky, infinite merits, and then particular develop compassion for sentient beings. Particular develop compassion for sentient beings. So particular affect that, etc. As I mentioned, those ladies and my mother. Guru's generous spiritual blessing, spiritual compassion, blessing, Guru's blessing. Then we do compassion. Then if we generate compassion to the sentient being, there's enlightenment. If we can't generate compassion to the sentient being, there's no enlightenment. It's clear by that. If we generate compassion to others, there's enlightenment. If we didn't generate compassion to others, there's no enlightenment. So that's so then you have to generate compassion. So, because order the even during 1 unit, 2 unit, and then able to go to Pure Land. Amitabha is Pure Land. Very easily come unbroken, complete Yungne, even during just they want to go to Pure Land, able to go to Pure Land to its living. That is it. Then that is the easiest way to be free, quickest way to be free from oceans of samsara suffering. That. And then quickest way to achieve enlightenment. That is the quickest way to achieve enlightenment. The Yungne recite Omani Pema. You understand? So that's just brief introduction. Now you can see so important. So we have to think consciousness continues, even the body despair, consciousness continues. So that future life. So you see, we suffered from beginningless rebirth. We suffered from beginningless rebirth. Beginningless rebirth. Suffered. Oceans of samsara suffering. In the hell realm, hunger goes, animal, in the human, sura, asura, intimate. Like in three realms, then desire realm, formless, numberless time. Those God realm, world is God realm, numberless time. So like that. General suffering of samsara, particular lower realm, most unbelievable suffering. We will have to suffer endlessly. So that we will have to suffer endlessly if we don't practice Dharma. If we didn't get done to practice Dharma in this life, if we didn't get done, if we didn't recite Omani Pema generous practice. So through the generous practice, so you have to visualize yourself deity. You have to visualize deity. So you need to receive a great initiation for that. So otherwise you're not qualified to do to the visualization as explained in the text, Satana. You need to receive to be qualified. You need to receive the great initiation, not general, great initiation. If you receive great initiation, then you're qualified to receive general. General involves visualize yourself. So therefore, great, it is mentioned in the Naran Chamo, those great teaching of Tantra. You need great initiation in order to receive jnana, permission to practice. Permission to practice. All of them. So all of this. So I said normally, even the frogs, even the mosquitoes, even the fleas, they have to recite Omani Pema. Even they should recite. If they want happiness, even the mosquitoes, frogs, and they always make noise, caw, caw, caw. This big old. Lot of noise. So anyway, flies, and they should recite Omani Pema. If they want happiness, do not want suffering, they should recite Omani Pema. And Adawan medicine Buddha mantra for success. Medicine Buddha mantra for success. So this is to develop compassion to its enlightenment, but medicine Buddha mantra for success. These two things, even if they human body, they can do this, but they don't have human body, can't recite. So we have human body, we met with the Dharma, So if you don't recite, how foolish we are. How foolish. You know? I mean, there is no more foolish than that. You are not taking the such easy, precious opportunity. Reciting medicine Buddha. So easy. Omani Pema, so easy. And not doing it. You know, mind completely filled with distraction of this life, pleasure. Then, one time, then suddenly, dead. Finish. Then that time, I've done some, I should have this, I should have done a retreat, I should have this, finish, no time. Then that time you see, I should have this, no time. So that. So I was it's almost time to finish. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just using myself, I'm so much hallucination. Life's full of hallucination, distraction. So suddenly when death comes, then you know you are cheated by yourself. There's nobody else. You are cheated by yourself. Like that. Very sad. You know, so therefore, even if we have only one day, even if we have only one day to be human being, must make it most worthwhile, beneficial. For whom beneficial? To others who are numberless, who need happiness, who don't want suffering. That, you see. So even we have only one day to live, even there's only 1 hour to live, should that. Then even if you said one mala omripemo, even one time omripemo for others. So numberless others, not your happiness. You are only one. It's only one, but it's your numberless others. Even after one time. As I mentioned already, you know, those are 4 defeated Gelong who broke, purify, is mentioned. Merit like oceans, you know, we collect, even without bodhicitta. So amazing. So even that is that for sentiment. For example, I don't know in Australia how many people have prayer bowl, I'm not sure. But here we did make one prayer bowl after Geshe Lama Koncho met. Or, you know, Geshe Lama Koncho made a small prayer bowl. And that year, I thought CHENREZIG should become so peaceful. Peaceful is not noise, not because you can't hear noise, no. Peaceful of the mind felt. I thought maybe Geshe Lama Koncho's bodhicitta. I thought like that, beginning. Then later I thought, we didn't have prayer bowl before. Geshe Lama Koncho made prayer bowl. Then it proved. Because of that, land, blessing of the prayer bowl, the land so peaceful, so good for the mind. Then I went from here to Brazil. So I met one mother. She was in America or worked for Tatang Truku, the Salama Tumba, and afterwards Tatang Truku. He gave teaching at the beginning, but then he stopped. So Tatang Truku, now he's the monk before, the monk a long time ago, I think. So, Tatang Truku. So she worked for rolling mantras and this gold stupa. Stupa has gold. Stupa is big stupa. Maybe bigger than Lama is stupa outside. Bigger, but each piece is gold. Gold, each piece. Gold has a mantra, not empty gold, has mantra. So the four stupas around. Copper monastery, copper temple, and 4 stupas. And the prayers. So she walked 1 year, but Tatang Truku is there, but she never saw Tatang Truku. She never saw. She walked very hard for 1 year. So I got one book from her, and that book, the man who, the headman, the head student who did the thing, who built this thing, he said in the book, because after prayer was made, then the place becomes so peaceful, he said. So what I thought here and what he said there, completely fit. In Brazil, I saw the book. She gave me the book. So it's really, so all the sentient beings, insect, all those round the prayer, they get purified, blessed and get purified. They don't get reborn origins. So there's a fireman, prayer, fire, wind prayer, water prayer. So Surakumbu, we have water prayer, water coming like this, and then going like on the wood and hole to go down, turn the wheel down below there, then it turns upstairs the prayer. So then all the water touch the main live tree of the wood, then all water gets blessed. So water going down, so all the insects get blessed, get purified. Get purified, then it comes. It's unbelievable. So like that. Then you see in the house and the Badalam, the parable, fire parables, then the fire heat turns down. Then wind parable. At Tamu, was one monk who did 100 units, made parable on the roof of the house, lined up. So wind blows and turns. So that. And anyway, so very unbelievable, fortunate, unbelievable. I don't think many people turns. I doubt, I'm sorry saying this, but I don't think prayer was there, people go there. So I don't think many people use the prayer. Well, I'm not sure. I doubt. They don't take much opportunity. So I think my prayer will, of course sometimes I miss, but my prayer will, Washington, prayer, it is 3 billion, 3 billion microfiche, this size. And then I think after South I have one prayer ball, wood, and I think there might be 3 billion, I think, something more. So one that I carry now is 1 billion microfiche, So what happens, the infinite benefit, but what happens, you turn just one time around. If it is 1 billion, same as you recited, you get benefit, having recited 1 billion or 1 billion. Just right at the moment. It's like so many years of retreat get done. Like that. So unbelievable purification in collective merits. So anyway, there's unbelievable quotation benefits. In Tibet, during the very most difficult time when Tibet was lost to mainland China, so there was one Tibetan man who criticized the Tibetan government, very highly criticized the Tibetan government. So he was given by Chinese government. He was given a very high position. So he became blind. He became blind. I don't know. He destroyed any holy objects, but he became blind. And he came to see to Parimbachi, but that's the most difficult time in Tibet. He came to see Parimbachi, asked what to do with the eye, blind eye. So Parimbachi said, told him, you turn playable, and I'm not sure what the beams emitted and clear with the eye or something, I'm not sure. But he did that. He did playable and opened the eye. He turned the playable and opened the eye. And this is very common. By blind people reciting mantra, there are many people who open the eye after reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. So that maybe there's also you can blow up the water and then put the water with cloth and wipe. Or anyway, so that's very common, healing the eye with mantra. So those are, not something Western scientists can understand. It's about mental. There's another phenomena. I don't think they can bear to understand it. But it's the experience people would do. And then Bomdela, where there was a Jute monastery, Abartanta College monastery, original. Now they Dharamsala. But before Bomdela, where India had a fight with Chinese, that place, Bomdela, near Baksa. So there was a blind person. He turns very well. So when they want to rain, then they ask him. Then he turns the prayer wheel this way, underclockwise. Then rain comes. So it's so much to do with faith. Well, I mean, he could be a great holy being, but I can't say. But like that, I think so much to do with faith. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we stop there. What do you think? Huh? What? Maybe go to bed. It's initiation in dream. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah. Yeah, to the gift. Yeah. But yeah, that is Thomas. Oh, you want to pee-pee? While I'm drinking through? Huh? What? Huh? We all go pee-pee and I'm alone to get the... Nazım boğaçı da zamandım ağzım boğaçı da zamandım boğaçı. Tome ngale dulerim böcanı yenge cevanı genna doğum lezime doğum. Lezime doğum zaman boğaçı gandızı gandızı çamburu.